Hi there, I'm Andy Hillier for Sound Effects in Ormskirk, and today I'm going to take you through a couple of presets for a Dave Gilmour type sound. I haven't done an exact song or an exact album. I've done what he kind of uses and just a Dave Gilmour-esque preset. Well, there's actually two presets, just because on the HX Stomp I ran out of blocks, so I couldn't do a delay and a reverb. So I've done two separate presets. Each one's got 3 snapshots, so 3 different sounds. But one's just got the delay on the end of it and the other one's got a reverb on the end of it. We'll see that in a bit. I'm going to show you exactly how to build these presets. If you can't be bothered though, or you want the easy option, I'll put a link down below in the description so you can just download the presets. They work on any Helix product, so the normal Helix or the HX Stomp or I think it's the LT, whatever it is. Now this video is sponsored by tonebuddy.co.uk, a fantastic new subscription website where you pay a monthly fee and they've got 500 plus effects pedals. You choose which ones you want to use or want to borrow. They send you one out at a time, free postage and packaging both ways. Once you've finished with it, you just send it back, they send you another one. Great idea. If you love effects pedals, go and check them out, tonebuddy.co.uk. I created these presets on the HX Stomp itself, but just to show you it and show you all the different settings, I'm going to use the editor on the computer. But it's exactly the same thing, same controls. So you can create the sounds yourself, exactly the same. But it's just easier for you to see on the computer rather than on the HX Stomp. My sound today is a USA Fender Strat, going straight into the HX Stomp, into my audience audio interface, into Logic, recording it straight like that. Okay, let's take you through the presets then. I've got 2 presets. If you look down the bottom here, we've got 42A, which is my Gilmour reverb, and 42B Gilmour delay. We're going to start with the delay. This was the main one that I did. It was just when I went to go for a clean sound, I wanted one without a delay and I had no extra blocks. Okay, so the delay, Gilmour delay, let's run through it. So let's start with the amp. It's a good place to start. This is nothing, straight through. Obviously this doesn't sound very good because we've got no amp on. So let's turn the amp on. I went for the Who Watt 100. Dave Gilmour's well known for using a high watt. This is an emulation of a high watt. And these are my settings. So this is what it sounds like. It's got a bit of a tiny bit of drive when I use because I've got a humbucker in the bridge, which Dave Gilmour wouldn't have. He'd have a single coil in there. But there's a little bit of drive there. If I put the neck pickup on, it's nice and clean. So my settings on the amp: drive at 4.2, bass at 8.1, mid at 4.9, treble at 5.6, presence at 4.9, channel volumes on 7, master volume 7.2, sag at 4.8, hum at 5, ripple at 5, bias at 7, and bias X at 5.0. And on the the speaker setting, I've just gone the one that came up with it, which was a 4x12 Who Watt 100. I changed the mic to a 160 ribbon, just thought it sounded nice. At 1 inch away, I've got the low cut off and the high cut off. Early reflections of 0% and levels at 0 dB. So all pretty straightforward there. This amp on its own sounds like this. Okay, so obviously that doesn't sound much like Dave Gilmour yet. Let's go to the first block, which I've got a dynamic. So I've put the amp the second last. I always like, I know it's what I prefer, but having a delay after the amp. I don't know if Dave Gilmour has his delay in front or after it, but I put a delay after it. So the amp's on the second last block. Back to the first block then. So we've got the dynamic, which I'm using a compressor. And Dave Gilmour's well known for using MXR Dynacomp, but I preferred the sound of this, so I went for the deluxe comp instead. And these are the settings. We've got the threshold on -40 dB, ratio on 4:1, attack on 163, release on 200 milliseconds, mix at 100%, level on +8 dB, and knee on +6 dB. So that's the compressor. When we add that, we got this. Just fattens it up a bit. Without it, back on. Okay, so that's the compressor. The next one along, I've got, so this doesn't come up in, on the snapshots, I've taken the modulation off of the first snapshot. I'm just putting snapshot 3 up here, because what I've done is snapshot 1 is like a clean sound, snapshot 2 has got the modulation, which is the phaser, and snapshot 3 has got the distortion added on. We'll see that in a sec. Okay, so the modulation. For this, I've got the script mod phase. It's basically an MXR phase 90. Rate at 2.3, mix at 52%, and the level is +1 decibel. It's that classic MXR. That kind of sound, pretty straightforward. The next block along, I put an EQ on just to make it sound, when I had everything going, it felt like it needed a little bit of a lift on like the highs. So I've got an EQ, which you can hear actually with it off is, when we put it on, it's quite subtle, but it just adds a few highs in there. So the low gain, 0 dB, the mid frequency, which is at 600, just a little plus, so 600 hertz is plus 0.9 dB, and the high gain is plus 2.4, so that's a simple EQ, and then the level is just boosted a bit as well, 1.1. Okay, on to the next block. We've got distortion. Dave Gilmour's renowned for using a Big Muff Pi, and this is an emulation of it. It's called a triangle fuzz. I've got the sustain at 2.3, the tone at 5.5, and the level at 9.3. So when we engage this, just make sure that's on and the distortion's on, we get this. That's sounding a bit more like it. And then obviously we need some delay on that sound. So I've just gone for a digital delay. I'm not exactly sure. He's used lots of different delays, including like rack mounted stuff. I've just gone for a simple digital delay. We're at, the time is at 372 milliseconds, feedback at 41%, bass at 84%, treble at 50%, the mix at 38%, the level is at 0 dB, and the trails are off. And then when we put that on, we get the big delay, which gives you this kind of sound. Okay, so the 3 different snapshots I did then. Snapshot 1, I just turned off the modulation, which was the phase 90, and the distortion, and it gives this sound. So just a nice clean sound. Snapshot 2, I put the modulation back on. So that gives us another sound. And then snapshot 3, I put the big muff pie on, or the triangle thing, and then so that's the preset with the Gilmour delay. On the other one that I've got, Gilmour Reverb, just when I was playing the clean sound, like Snapshot 1, I wanted something that didn't have that delay on, but I wanted a reverb. So if we switch over to that, everything else is exactly the same. The only thing different is the verb, or the reverb, which I've got the Glitz reverb, which is under the mono, under the reverbs. Decay, it's a big reverb, listen. So it's at 5.7, pre-delay 18 milliseconds, low cut off, high cut at 16 kilohertz, the mix at 14%, level at 0.0 dB, delay at 64 milliseconds, rate is at 1.8 hertz, the depth is at 3.8, the X over is at 900 hertz, the mod mix is 5.0 and trails are off. So we've got this big reverb. So on Snapshot 1 it's nice. You know, you can get the then Snapshot 2, again, that just brings in the phase 90. And then Snapshot 3 brings in the big muff pie. Well, I hope you've enjoyed those little presets for a Dave Gilmour inspired sound. Don't forget you can just download the preset, save you doing it all yourself. If you have enjoyed it, if you could subscribe to the channel, which is Sound Effects, we'd really appreciate that. Any comments, put it in the comment section down below. Any HX Stomp presets that you want, put that in the comments down below as well. Give us a like on this video. Go and check out tonebuddy.co.uk for checking out lots of different effects pedals. Thanks for watching this. I've been Andy Hillier, and I'll see you next time.